I want to talk about something that I know that a lot of people that has been in the prison system is not going to say or talk about. I want to talk about my first time being in a relationship with the staff. Sometimes you guys feel like when we're in these relationships, we are the one that's gaining. We are the one that's initiating. We are the one that's able to get something in or getting in something that we don't have. And that's not always the case. I went to prison at a very young age. And when I went in the prison system, I didn't know a lot about manipulating officers and doing all this type of stuff. It wasn't until I was in the system that I started learning all this stuff. I didn't go with this corrupt mindset. Oh, I'm going to get me an officer. I'm going to use an officer. My mind wasn't on that. My mind was on trying to do my time. Well, my first time getting involved with an officer was when I think I was around by 18 or 19, and I started talking with this girl. We was girlfriends. We had been girlfriends for years. Now, me and this girl had been together about 5 or 6 years. Now, at this time, I'm like 25 or 26 years old when they decided that they was going to separate us and send her to another institution and keep me at the institution that we were already at. So now, you got to understand, I done been with this girl about 5, 6, or maybe 7 years now. And now they want to separate us. We have a close bond. We're more than just girlfriends. We're like best friends. This like family to me too. We done did all this time together. And now it's like every so often in the institution, they have this thing where they want to start shipping inmates because they feel like if the inmate has been in the institution a long time, then they're getting too comfortable. So they like to come in every now and then and shake up everybody so that they won't get complacent in the prison system. I get it. But when they do this, people be hurt, they be traumatized, and they'll go to any extent to get back to their girlfriends or get back wherever they ship their other half. And that's the way it works in the prison. So people start getting on medicine. They start saying they're going to hang themselves. They start doing all kind of crazy stuff, going to the psych ward, spending like 3 days in there not eating just so they can get shipped, manipulating the system to get shipped to be with their friends, best friends, or girlfriends. Okay, so they did this big shipment and they shipped my girlfriend to another institution. And I was still, like I said, at the institution. So time was going by. You know, I'm young. This was all I knew. She was like family because I hadn't had other girlfriends like this. I had little girls that I liked, but this girl I had actually been with a long time. And I was missing her every day. So I'm walking around and I'm putting in requests and I'm asking my classification officer to ship me. I'm being good. I'm staying out of trouble. I'm trying to get a good behavior transfer and all. I'm talking about, I used to go to jail, confinement inside of the prison all the time. If it wasn't for fighting, it was maybe for like cutting my hair, just doing something unauthorized area, just petty stuff. So I started being good trying to get to the institution. And me and my girlfriend, we were still in contact with each other and we was writing each other letters, you know, like you can't write from institution to institution, but like she can write her house and have her sister put it in another envelope, readdress it to the prison I'm at and send it to me. Well, the institution back then, they was kind of laid back and they didn't really read through the letters like they should. So anyway, when we write, we would write as though we was writing somebody out in the free world anyway. So we knew how to get around it. So we was keeping in contact through letters. And she used to always say, well, they won't let me come back there. So you need to try to come here or see, can you just get a good behavior transfer? And that's what I was trying to do. So I kept writing requests and I was staying out of trouble. So I went to Progress Hearing one day and I asked my classification officer, would you ship me to the other prison? And she kept saying she would do it. She would do it. She would do it. So I kept going back. Now, like almost a year. It's almost a year. So I go to her one day and I say, Hey, I've been staying out of trouble, and you said you'll ship me. Would you ship me? When I went to her, she was like, she hesitated. And then she started, I don't want to expose nobody, and I ain't trying to make nobody look bad. I'm just trying to, talk about my situation and how we're not always the guilty ones. So she was like, well, I don't want to really ship you. And I was like, why? She was like, I'm going to be straight up what she said. She was like, I want you to myself. Pretty much, she was saying that I don't really want to ship you where she's at, because I felt like when she was here, she was a hindrance to me getting you. Now, this lady, she wasn't even gay. Like a lot of inmates, dominant inmates liked her, and they used to always say, man, you seen such and such and such. You seen such and such and such. Man, she bad. But I wasn't trying to come at that lady like that, because I respected the position that she was in. And, my mind wasn't on that type of stuff. So anyway, she wound up telling me how she felt about me and everything. So I'm like, even though I really didn't feel the way that she felt, in my mind, it was like it was an opportunity for me to play into the situation in order to get where I wanted. But then a part of me was like, nah, because I don't want to open that door, because if I open that door and we start having this relationship, then she really not going to ship me. So I really didn't want to open the door, and I didn't want to manipulate her and start messing around with her and get her feelings involved, more than what they already are. And then she get hurt in the long run because I wasn't there as far as my feelings. One day, it was my birthday, and I went to her office and I was talking to her about my shipment again. She had some pictures laying on the desk, and she showed me the pictures. And I looked at them, and they was nice pictures, but they was like provocative pictures. I didn't ask for the pictures. I didn't ask her to send me the pictures. So anyway, she trusted another inmate, another prisoner that she thought was all right with her. And she wanting to surprise me, sent me a card with a couple other pictures in there that I say, oh, I like that. I like that. She sent me the pictures. The prisoner that she sent the pictures by was also trying to get her girlfriend moved in the dorm with her at the time. So the prisoner that she trusted already had some motive in her head to try to find somebody she can set up so that she can get her and her girlfriend in the same dorm. I'm trying to get to the institution where my girlfriend at, but this prisoner that the person that liked me trusted was trying to get in the dorm with her girlfriend, and she made this staff member feel like she was so trustworthy, but all the time she trying to bait her to get some information or something that she can use, some evidence she can use to go give to the inspector so that they can move her and her girlfriend in the same dorm. All right, so she brings me the pictures. And I take the pictures and I look at them. And I was like, why she? Oh, nah, man. I can't take this, because I thought it was a card, but it was pictures in it. And I saw the pictures and I look at them. I was like, oh, nah, I can't take this. Nah, I'm going to get in trouble with this. And she was like, nah, she wants you to have it. She wants you to have it. So I was like, nah, man, I was scared to have it. So I told her, I said, nah, take that back to her, bruh. Take that back to her, because I didn't want to have it in my possession. I was scared to have that stuff. So instead of her taking it back, she kept the pictures, took it to the inspector, and told the inspector, I got some valuable information for you. If you move my girlfriend in the dorm with me, I'll give up this staff member. And she gave them the pictures of the staff in order for a favor to move her girlfriend in the dorm with her. So anyway, this staff member wound up getting fired. I got shipped to the institution where my girlfriend was at. Now, the shipment wasn't a good behavior shipment. It was actually a punishment shipment, which when I got to the institution, I wasn't well with it because it did not go the way that I had planned. I didn't want to get somebody fired and I get shipped to the institution. I was trying to go on a good behavior. But I just say that to say this. It's not always the prisoner that's initiating these relationships. Sometimes these officers be digging on these prisoners and coming for these prisoners. And I just want to say, you know, when these officers be getting fired and things be happening as far as the officer's job, it don't always be the prisoner's fault because that didn't have to happen to that lady. She initiated this situation. I never asked her for those pictures. She put her pictures in the hands of the wrong person that had motives. So another thing that officers have to remember is that these prisoners don't have anything to lose, and some of them don't care, and some of them going to make their time as comfortable as possible. These was people with long sentences that set this lady up. Her girlfriend had a life sentence, which she's still in prison right now, the girlfriend, but the other girl that actually took the pictures to the inspector, she died of cancer. And when I say somebody say she died the worst death of cancer that they've ever known. I just say that to say this: God don't like ugly, and I don't care how or what state you was in when you did it. If you know to do good and you don't, man, that's still sin. You know, I know that in our sinful state, we do sinful things, and whether you save or not, it's still consequences to bad things that you do in life. And just because you get saved and turn your life over to God, don't mean that the consequences lift. You forgiven, but you still gonna reap what you sow. That's why in life, I was always careful how I treated people and what I did, even out there doing crimes. And the way that she went and did this, she didn't have to go and turn that lady pictures in. She could have took that lady her pictures back. But see, her motives, she let the enemy use her. Her motives was wrong. And she turned them pictures in and got that lady fired and then got me shipped the wrong way. And I didn't deserve that. Neither did that staff member. But then cancer hit her body. And I ain't saying that God smite her with cancer. I'm just saying, man, when you so hateful and nasty, that stuff build up in you and can turn to cancer, which will in the end become the same thing that take you out. So I was just thinking about that, and I just didn't like the way that went down, because right now today, you know, that put a mark, a derogatory mark on this lady's work history, right? And that's not fair. So I think about that now today, and if she ever hear this video, you know, I mean, at some point she has to take accountability too. That, hey, you know, you're in care. When staff and officers are in these prisons, they are in care, custody, and control of that inmate. And so the inmate can only go as far as that staff or that officer allow them to go. Like, we just can't walk up to them and initiate things. Like, you have to open the door in order for us to say certain things or do certain things. Because if a prisoner came at a staff member or officer the wrong way, they can lock that prisoner and let them know, I don't play this. Or they warn them, hey, don't try me like that no more. You going to confinement. See, they got to stand their grounds. When they sit there and let these prisoners say certain things and manipulate them, then that's on them if they fall prey to that stuff. When you already in control, we have to do what you say. We're in your care and we're in your custody, and we can only follow by your leading or your example. You are our examples. You are our role models when we in these institutions and when we in these prisons. So we looking to you guys for guidance on how to get on the right track, because we're in there for being on the wrong track. We're in there for following what our mind told us to do. So now we're in a place where we're looking to you guys as mothers and as fathers. No matter how young or old you are, you're our role models. Care, custody, and control. So we're looking for you to correct us in a loving manner, even though we're not your kids. but care. Custody and control. Part of your job is to care. Care enough to want to see us do good. Care enough to want to talk to us like we're somebody and help us and reshape our mindsets. So anyway, I was just thinking about that. I just wanted to talk about it and get it off my chest. But listen, y'all be blessed now. You hear? And to all my officers, man, I salute you. I tip my hat to you guys that has stood in the paint with us and did your job and helped some of us turn our lives around. The chaplains and the good people that was there that wasn't trying to come on to us and take advantage of us. And, you know, even to the mean officers, some of you guys were mean, but you was fair. I can name a couple female officers that was very strict, stern, but they was fair. They wasn't harassing you. They said what they meant, and they meant what they said. And I respected that. They brought structure to the dorm every time they came. And I know that I may not have had the best face expressions when you walk through the door, and some of y'all that may hear this, but I was happy to see you. I was happy to see you. Officer Thompson, I was happy to see you. Officer Williams, I was happy to see you. Officer Johnson, I was happy to see you. Officer Santos, I was happy to see you. Sergeant Meekins, I was happy to see you. I was happy to see you. There's a lot more of y'all that bought structures. All you guys, I was happy to see you. Officer Holmes, I was happy to see you. Officer Holmes worked the Pride. And when she would work a dorm, I was happy. She didn't know it, but I was happy. Why? Because I knew she would bring in structure to that dorm. And I was a person of structure. I wanted change. I wanted the dorm to be ran with order. So I was happy. So I tip my hat to y'all that did your job. Salute. Y'all be blessed now, you hear? And I pray, man, God would enlarge our territory so that you can go out and be a bigger influence to people that need you.